Hey, Wanderers, if you followed every cruise packing video on the internet, you'd need another suitcase just for all the things they say you have to bring. We've tried a lot of them. Some of them are absolutely worth it. Some we do differently, and at least one of the most hyped cruise must-haves is a definite no for us. So here are 6 cruise essentials people constantly recommend and whether we actually think they're worth bringing. And number 1 is magnetic hooks.
No.
You don't think so?
If you have kids and you got a lot of stuff, a lot of bathing suits you need to hang up. I mean, the showers have something, a little line to hang your swimsuits. If you have kids and you have a lot, maybe. I mean, in case you don't know, all the walls and doors are metal. So a lot of little magnets help. So for just 2 people, no.
Yeah, I used to feel that way. The more I've looked into this particular one, and Royal Caribbean actually lists this in their packing list of things to bring. None of them are against it, but Royal actually goes to the point of saying you should. I saw a couple of things that I think we could do differently. So I think while I haven't in the past, I'm going to be a probably in the future.
Really?
And that's
Okay.
for hanging
You can pack it in yours.
Well, and I don't think you need a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And that really depends upon, like you say, how many people you're bringing. But for just the 2 of us, I think 1 or 2 would be handy. And this is how I would use them. Cruise cabins get cluttered up quickly, and the magnetic hooks can give you somewhere to hang things like, for us, hats, bags, lanyards, light jackets, and all the little things that tend to clutter up the counter space. And we've definitely done that in the past.
So you think jackets would be better on a hook than in the closet?
Well, it depends upon how much room you have. I'm not saying that's one of the things you could put on there. We don't even always take a jacket, but definitely lanyards and hats, they tend to wind up laid on the counter and it can just take up space.
I can see that, those 2 things.
So the other thing is one I just mentioned, and that's the lanyard. For me, this is a definite yes. And
absolutely yes.
There's a lot of controversy about lanyards on cruise ships. Some experienced cruisers hate them, and others say it just screams that you're a tourist or first-time cruiser. Well, to be fair, everyone on a cruise ship is a tourist. I mean, there are cruise ships where people live on them now, but mainly everyone's a tourist. But here's the thing. You're taking that card out constantly. I mean, all the time, every time you get a drink, every time you go to specialty dining, buy something, in the gift shop, because there's no cash and you're constantly taking it out of your pockets. And I think it's really easy to go and pull something out of your pocket and suddenly it falls on the floor and you don't realize it.
Well, most of the time I'm in a swimsuit.
That's another thing. You don't have pockets.
And my lanyard at the pool or the hot tub, I loop it around the handrail. Mm-hmm. So it's always right there where I can see it. It's always where I can grab it to give to somebody who needs it. I don't want to hold a card while in the pool. Right. I don't want to keep going back to my chair. So lanyard, absolutely.
And I don't want to carry my wallet for a lot of different reasons, mainly that you might lose something. It's just too easy as you're constantly pulling it out to lose something. And just so folks know, it's about 50-50 on cruise ships these days, whether or not the server will let you keep it in that little plastic pouch.
Yeah, it depends on them.
A lot of them want you to pull it out, even though it can be scanned through it. We just had to replace our plastic. You can buy them on Amazon and you get a pack of them because you have to take it in and out so much that the sides wind up tearing, and they're good for, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 cruises, and then you got to change them.
When are they all going to go to a ban?
Yeah,
I would love the ban.
And a ban would be interesting. I'm really looking forward to Virgin Voyages because Virgin Voyages uses a kind of a cloth rope type band, kind of twists around your arm, and it has a little medallion kind of thing on it. That's your room card.
Yeah.
That's your drink thing. That is exactly the way I would love to see it.
I mean, if it works for Disney, come on.
And here's why I can't believe they haven't done it, right? Why did Disney do it? Because they make more money on it.
Yeah.
Because they sell you those magic bands. It's not free. Let's look at what Royal did with the cups. Royal now charges extra for the cups with the RFID chip in it to say that you're eligible for the 100 pop machines. And so that's now $4.99. So look, I mean, I would tell you that I would pay $5 extra to have it around my wrist versus wearing a lanyard. I don't not like the lanyard. We have our own certain kinds of lanyards. Usually people who cruise a lot wind up getting a lanyard they wear everywhere. It might be a cruise line that they travel all the time, and you see people wearing a Norwegian cruise line on a Royal ship or vice versa. Sometimes it's something has nothing to do with it. It's a Star Wars or it's something Stitch. It's a Lilo and Stitch. It's something that's special to them that identifies them. And so I think it's, a way of saying, hey, this is me. So I don't mind the lanyards, but boy, there's a division. So lanyards are definite for us. Now, the next one is one that has been very controversial over the last 12 months, and that is the cruise approved power strip. Look, there are very few charging ports, if any, on a cruise ship. Some of the newer ones in their refurbs have put in USB plugs, but mainly you've got a few 110 outlets. Or if you're in Europe, you've got, a European outlet that you have to have an adapter for, but they are few and far between. And cruise ships have said no to surge protected power strips because fire on a cruise ship is a bad thing. And if you have a power strip plugged in, when your room attendant comes in, he's probably going to unplug it, even if it's approved by the cruise line.
Will they confiscate it or just unplug it?
Well, if it's not approved, they're going to confiscate it.
Okay.
They're going to take it out of your baggage, and if you put it in your check bag, you're going to take it out, and you can pick it up when you disembark.
That little table of all the
little
contraband.
table of all the things you shouldn't have brought. Or if you put in your carry-on that you take on, they might catch it in the scanner, but if the attendant sees it in your room, he's going to confiscate it. If it's approved, he's going to unplug it. So what I have, and I've never had a problem with this, is a 100-watt USB charging block. And this is just a charging block with multiple USB outlets in it, USB-C, USB standard. And I think mine has a total of like 8 different wires you could bring off of it. One 110 plug. We've got our phones, cameras, your watch. We have headphones that we wear at the pool. And so I have plugged those in, and 99% of the time, the attendant will not unplug that. And I've had it happen, but generally I can leave my stuff, like that we're not going to use. If we're going on an excursion, I'll leave the headphones plugged in, come back, they're still charging. So I find this to be not only smaller to pack, just a small block and then the cord versus a long strip, and they generally don't mess with it. And it is compatible with nearly everything you have today because you've got the wires, you've got the cable that came with your phone, or everybody has USB. You just need something to plug it into. Before we get into the one thing we think is completely overhyped, there's something we used to tell people was a cruise must have, but after some of our most recent cruises, we're not sure anymore. And that is number 4, the tumbler. For years,
used to be a must.
For years, we've said this was an automatic yes for us. They're great around the pool. They keep drinks cold. They're great for water. And when you went to the bar, you would normally get 2 drinks in it. And so you would have to go back less. However, in our recent Royal Caribbean, they were holding 1 drink per card per passenger. I couldn't go to the bar and get your drink. He wouldn't come to the hot tub and only take 1 card. He took both. And when we sent the tumbler,
and they only gave 1 drink.
Now I think
you can't even use them for water anymore because they all have signs. Don't fill your tumblers there. You have to use a little plastic cup and then pour it into your tumbler.
And that's a hygiene thing. It mainly is that they don't want your tumbler touching the outlet. I don't mind that so much, but so we're going to try this out a few more times. Right now, it's a maybe. Let me know down in the comments what your recent experience with tumblers has been. Are you seeing what we saw, or was that a one-off and maybe that group of Royal Caribbean staffers was just doing something?
I think it's in an attempt to get control of how much people are drinking.
Sure.
And I mean, some of them have gotten super strict.
Well, along with the power strips, the other, probably even more so, the major thing that all the cruise lines have really ratcheted down this year are the number of drinks. Now, that comes from a couple of lawsuits from over-intoxicated people doing dumb things. So they've all really started hammering the number of drinks. Now, I think that's all well and good. And I'm hoping what we are seeing, as it is with most rules, was an overcorrection that comes back to common
something in
a little in the middle. I almost say common sense, but I don't believe in it. But yeah, something in the middle. But I'm hoping it was an overcorrection. We see it come back. And I do agree with you. I think it was mainly because of over drinkers. And that's why the tumbler for us right now is let's see what happens. We're not ready to say, don't take it. I think you pack it, you try it, you might wind up leaving it in the cabin as we did last time. So the one I see a lot is number 5, and that's the over-the-door shoe organizer. Now, this is the shoe organizer, which is like the cloth one or the plastic one.
Plastic.
And it has the little pouches in it, and you can strap it over the door somehow. It's got little hooks or it's got some kind of method, and you have all these pockets on the back of your door. For us, this is a definite no.
No. If you're taking that much stuff that you need that, you've overpacked.
I think that's true. You've overpacked, and I think this could possibly be one for families. Maybe.
But what are they putting in?
Well, a lot of people are putting in toiletries, sunscreen, your charger, sunglasses, medications. Look, that's a lot of stuff that has a lot of other places it can go. If there are 4 or 5 people in a room, I understand how those spaces can get filled. You're using it for overflow of other things you have out. I think sunscreen's a big one, but honestly, you could just leave that in your suitcase. You can
leave your sunscreen in your beach bag.
Well, but I'm talking about like if you take 5 or 6 cans.
Yeah.
And because you don't want to pay the cruise price, and I get that.
Yeah.
And you want to have it on hand, but you don't need to have it at the ready on the back of the door.
Yeah, I agree. Leave it in your suitcase.
Ton of room underneath it. A lot of people miss this, but unlike most every hotel room on land today, the underside of a cruise bed is open for the very reason that that's where your suitcases go. Now, land-based hotels have closed those off with a box because they don't want stuff under there because it gets forgotten. They don't want to clean under there, but not cruise ships. It's open. So you could leave all that overflow stuff in your bag after you've unpacked, slide it under the bed, and when you need it, just slide it back. I think for 99.9% of us, this is a no. This is an overhype.
So that's a no.
That's definitely a no. And number 6, get on the ship as early as possible. There are some people who say no. They just want to take their time, get on the ship. But for us, this is an absolute yes. But there is a reason. Most of the videos that I've seen talk about getting on the ship early for 2 very specific reasons. First, getting on there and getting in the buffet and starting to eat. And 2, searching the ship and getting the lay of the land. I don't think either one of those needs to be done the second you get on the ship. No. And for us, and you've heard us talk about this before, we always put our swimsuits in the backpacks that we carry onto the ship, because as soon as we board, even if you've boarded really early and your room's not available, we don't care. We don't care if the cabin isn't available yet, because we are going to head straight to either an embarkation lunch that might be for if you've gotten a special cabin.
Not the buffet.
But we're not the buffet. And then we're going to the hot tub or
there's
pool.
Always another sit-down restaurant open.
Some cruise lines, you have a large area that's a restaurant sit-down around the atrium.
Yeah.
And on a lot of ships, it's like an Irish bar with a couple of different names. I think O'Shanahan's is on
something like that.
Norwegian or something like that. Or O'Shea's. I'm saying it's an Irish bar. That's open. And then your buffet. We might grab a quick one, but normally we're going to change clothes, head to the hot tub where we can get our first drink. And depending upon your category, there might be some small food options available that can be brought to you. So what we're looking to do is immediately get through that embarkation process and start winding down, getting our vacation started by heading for the hot tub.
But now we have friends that, especially like the last one, we were in Barcelona. They wanted extra time in the city.
I get that.
So they spent the morning in the city, and they did not come on the ship until after lunch, and were able to go straight to their room, and their suitcases were there. So I think this is a personality trait. Well, I mean, this is what kind of traveler are you? I don't know that there is a right or a wrong.
Well, and I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong to any of these. I'm saying which ones are overhyped, because most of the videos that you see on the internet are you must absolutely do these. These are the 5 things you must do if you're taking a cruise. That gets you to watch it, right? This one might have a title like that. But what happens is that there's always a person who does something different, right? I think for most people, getting on early is the way to start your trip. But I don't think it's about going to the buffet or walking around the ship and getting the lay of the land. First of all, you're not going to get the lay of the land, because the worst time you could try and travel a ship is when everybody's embarking, because the elevators
unless you're taking the stairs
everywhere.
If you
want to, even that's crowded. Yeah, the elevators are a washout. Cruise ship elevators are historically slow. On embarkation day, they are beyond slow. You just try to take the stairs. So we try to avoid all that. Now I get it. If you're in one of these cities, like you're in Europe or that, and you want to take the extra time, and you absolutely know that excursion is going to leave you enough time to make it to the ship, then I think you should go out in that city and see as much as you can. I 100% agree with that. But I don't think it's for everybody. And if you're a first-time traveler, I know that this might be the first time you're in Barcelona, but I would really not maybe do that. If you're an experienced traveler, I think it's fine. You understand about the transfers. You understand that you need a backup plan if something goes wrong. What if your transfer has a flat tire? What if you hit an obstruction like a traffic accident? You need a plan B, and you need to leave yourself enough time. That is not something normally first-time travelers are doing unless they've involved a travel agent and told them that's what that is what they want to do. And we're going to do that for you. We're going to build that in for you. I get it that you feel like you might not ever go back there and you want to get everything you can, but it's a small world, folks. And if you enjoyed that location, chances are you can get there again. You're not going to see it all on that day before embarkation, even if you came in the day before. If you want to see that city, your safer bet, build in more time before your embarkation. Come in 2 days early versus 1 day early, and you're better off. But as always, packing that swimsuit or whatever else you're going to need into your carry-on when you board the ship is going to save you a lot of time. And you're really not going to be concerned with whether your cabin is ready or not. We all want to get there. We all want to claim our home base, but they all happen in good time. And if you're already able to do the things you want to do without having to rifle through what you left in your check bag, your vacation is going to start out so much better. All right, so where did we land? Magnetic hooks is a yes for me and no for you. It's something I'm going to start trying more of. Lanyards is a big yes from both of us. Power strips is a big no, but using the 100-watt portable USB charging block instead will always make it easier for you. A tumbler is a maybe for us right now. We've always been yes on it.
We're going to try it one more time before we give up.
But now we need to see. We're going to try maybe getting into Aurora. We got a bunch of cruise offers that keep setting it. We're trying to find one that fits. So maybe in the December, we'll hit Royal and try them again, because that's the one we had the problems on.
Yeah.
So still a maybe. We'll keep you updated on that. Early boarding for us is an absolute yes, but you got to pack the things you need into your carry-on.
And over-door organizer, absolutely no.
Over-the-door organizer is an absolute no. We don't see a purpose for it. Now, I want the experienced cruisers to settle this one. What is the one thing that you think everyone should take on every cruise they go on because you find it to be useful? And what is the one so-called cruise must-have that people should just leave at home? Drop yours down in the comments, because I have a feeling you're going to disagree with a few of our choices, and that's okay. Stay wonder-worthy, and we'll see you next time.